Hawkman 25, Rob Venditti writing with Marco Castiello on the art. So take it away.
Oh boy, what a 25th issue, right?
Yeah.
So,
it was exciting stuff.
This kind of puts into focus like the whole Qatar Deathbringer saga, and that it seems like there's more at play here because we start to really build it. It's almost biblical in the sense of, someone was keeping an eye on Qatar, and it wasn't this Lord of the Void, right? Unless I completely misread it.
No, I agree. It's very similar sounding.
Yeah.
And then this is some really smart lettering here, where it uses the exact same style of kind of a wobbly bubble. I'll describe it as.
But inverted colors. So it was a Lord of the Void.
Colors, yeah.
Right. It's a black bubble with white lettering. This is a typical bubble, but with the same
But the
features.
same style, which makes me feel like this is the Lord's opposite number, his rival.
Right. And that they were keeping an eye on Qatar Deathbringer, and that when She-Ra got involved, it was almost kind of like an Adam and Eve type situation.
Yeah, she kind of got banished.
She got banished along with him, and that's what connected them. And she's like, well, I really didn't do anything but kind of appear to him. And at the end, it's what you wanted. He's like, but you interfered. And now nothing can be the same. And so it adds this extra layer to She-Ra and Katara that no matter what they do, no matter where they're reborn, it's because of this intrinsic. She acted, and it's almost her own independence.
Yeah, and it gives her this real incentive to, beyond just being a good person, which we know, she's a hero. It gives her an incentive to help Qatar, repay his debt of all the souls, because she's told here that she will not be looked upon again until his debt is repaid. And if you somehow manage to get back here when that's done, I'll consider that's atonement. You'll be welcome back into the fold. But if not, this is it then. This is all you're going to do for eternity. Just reincarnate with this man.
Right. And so I'm getting look, I'm not a biblical scholar whatsoever. I'm a filthy heathen. But from the mythology pieces that I understand, I almost feel like this is like fallen angel stuff. The fact that they have wings and they're being cast out of places.
It definitely feels that way, yeah.
Right? Almost as if Qatar is this Lucifer type where he fell out of favor, but now he's, trying to make things right,
It's interesting because obviously, I'd say She-Ra here seems to be more of the Lucifer in the sense that she's like one of the firstborn. She's one of the chosen, and is actually physically banished by what we're assuming is the good entity here. The god, so to speak.
I don't want to call it the one above all, which is DC's. That's their plug and play for a big G god, but that's what it feels like. And then when you start to add in all the multiversal stuff, is this one of those? Is this another one of Perpetua's people? Because remember, we were told with Perpetua there were multiple verses, right? And this was hers, and she wanted to create one of chaos and whatnot. It almost makes you wonder if this is one of those, or if it's above that or below that. There's so much avidity goes in this first chunk. And this is even before we get to the Lord of the Void stuff.
This is like the first 2 pages, 3 if you count the double pages, 2 pages.
It's so layered in this mythology. And then again, I keep bringing this up. I keep comparing it to Jason Aaron's Thor, but I feel there's a lot of not similar beats, but what it's doing with the character, playing with the history.
Themes.
Yeah, playing with the history and who they are in different parts of their life. If we got a Future Hawk story, I wouldn't be surprised just to see where they go after Carter and She-Ra, But no, I'm just getting these vibes, and so it gets back to the Lord of the Void, and basically he knew Carter's sense of history, and that he could play that against him. So he's left these clues all across the multiverse in time and space that will always lead Qatar back to him.
Yes, because he can't get out into their world, but he can bring them into his.
Right. And if they have them both, then he can use their whatever power is, making them, be reborn across time and space. He can harness that and come out.
And it definitely plays with how personal this is. He quotes his own. The Lord of the Void quotes Qatar's own journal at him.
Mm-hmm. And so he's been staging this for a while. This is all it's been. Every step of this way for Carter has led back to the Lord of the Void, and it also almost makes me feel like we're getting close to the debt. Him being Hawkman has all the lives that he saved and whatnot. It almost feels like Lord of the Void knows this point was coming. He needs to get him before that comes.
I can
it's almost
see
like a desperation play.
Part of the end of this story being that, yes, he has fulfilled his debt, but he wants to keep reincarnating because he knows he can still be a hero across time anyway.
Right.
Just because he knows he can do more.
Right. But it feels like this isn't the first time one of Carter's souls, for lack of a better term, has been here.
No, you could be right.
There is a process that the Deathbringers, when they attack Carter and Shira and they string them up on this altar of, to harness their power and whatnot.
Yeah, and the way the Lord of the Void knows about the connection with the mace, and just completely just like
shuts it off.
That connection.
Which again, that was another Thor thing. I'm thinking, well, now Hawkman's unworthy.
Yeah, I got that too.
So
we've kind of brushed over one of my favorite moments of this whole issue. Is Hawkman, he throws his mace at the Lord. He's like, no, nothing. He takes it. It just catches it. It's no big deal. And he just says, no, you're mine. And Hawkman goes, sorry, I'm spoken for. And then you have a full page splash of Shira, coming into attack with a mace. Even gods die. It's a fantastic page.
Yeah. And then he catches her, and you're like, oh man. And then we really see that's when he, affects the mace and basically severs that connection. But Shira finds out that the Lord of the Void can bleed.
She takes her own helmet off and just starts stabbing him in the arm with her helmet.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And as we learned in Predator, if it bleeds, we can kill it. So
it's kind of what this is playing on here. He's like, how do we even fight him? And she goes, oh, he bleeds. It's a start.
Yep. And but he ends up beating them down, and they get harnessed, and their power starts to charge him up.
Yeah, this is where he grabs one of the slaves and kind of not quite consumes its energy.
Yeah.
And is like, this is what you were bringing me all these things for, all those times. Every soul you brought was a harvest. They're my food essentially. And it's like, all that you've done, you've just made me more powerful. So I'm good, basically.
Yeah, and he's charging up, and also on the design of the Lord of the Void, I like that he has these big old bone wings, because it sets that opposite. As you're saying, the voice in the beginning, it makes you wonder if it's going to be him, but flipped.
Like,
so they'll have the full wings.
Yeah, because Shira at the start there had proper wings, like traditional like hawk wings, but they were a natural part of it. Yeah, you could say angel wings, but they were stripped from her as part of that punishment.
Right. But yeah, and then at the end, there's just a thing from wrestling I want to bring up that I couldn't get away from. There's a wrestler that goes by the Murder Hawk Monster, and his slogan or his catchphrase is "Everybody dies." So I gotta wonder if Venditti is a wrestling fan, because just the way that this ends up with a giant hawk monster.
I mean, you didn't get that with the Green Lantern thing.
Yeah, well, to know the Four Horsemen and the Four Corpsmen, that's one thing, but to bring something modern in now, you know what I mean? So everybody dies kicked in. I was like, oh man, this gigantic monster is basically Lance Archer,
Fair enough. Obviously, that was lost on me. It worked fine anyway.
Yeah, but it still worked fine. It's still a great moment at the end, and it feels like all is lost. It doesn't.
Yeah, he's
earlier
like
in the show,
channeling their energy into the obelisk, and it's like, with the power of all your lives, I'll rule supreme.
right? You brought up how 25 didn't feel like this. They didn't make it this extra big issue, and it almost doesn't feel like an issue 25. Although this is such a big moment, right?
I was disappointed because I could have done with an extra 4 or 5 pages of this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's over already. What?
Yeah.
It went in so fast. I was like, where's the rest?
Yeah.
And not in like necessarily a bad way, but just I really wanted more right now.
Yeah, but I like the restraint that he pulls here. That it's just part of the arc that's going on, but there's still this big huge moment, right? We get the revelation about She-Ra and about how she independently, when she got involved, it damned her along with him, and that here we have that we found out what the Lord of the Void's actual game is, and it's to be reborn in outside of the void, whatever we're gonna call that.
Yeah, that seems about right.
So I do like that it feels monumental in that story wise, but not like, this is a big huge issue and you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean forward. It's huge in the sense of this arc. Like this is the second part of this arc now, I would say. Mm-hmm. Definitely feels like the culmination of the run so far. Like this is building on everything and paying off all these things from the first arc. So there's all this calling back. So it feels huge and monumental in its own right. But this does just feel like part of that giant arc rather than a particularly special issue.
And it doesn't feel like this is the point we've been leading to either. That's why I was getting at with I feel like the Lord of the Void's bringing up all of the souls. It's getting like he had to act now because we're getting towards the end of that. But it almost as Carter's purpose has been renewed here, learning all of this as he does. And like this time he has this knowledge going forward, that he can make this difference still. And if he overbalances his scales, what does that mean? If he starts getting into the positive, then is it going to keep this guy trapped there even longer? Is it going to overpower the other one? And that's problems as well, But I know Venditti's just killing it on Hawkman. Like I can't laud it enough.
Yeah, it's another fantastic issue that, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm giving this one a 9 again because this book is just so good.
Yep, 9 as well. It's from the art on down. It's fantastic.
'Cause, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm giving this one a 9 again because this book is just so good. Yeah.
Yep, 9 as well. It's from the art on down. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
'Cause, fantastic. 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 'Cause, fantastic